Diana, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me, and it's a
Diana,
pleasure.
thank you so much. You've spent almost 6 years in one of Lebanon's biggest broadcasting channels and then moved to the UAE, founded 1107.
Yes.
I the first question that comes to mind is how different was the industry and the transition from Lebanon to the UAE?
It's different. And I've stayed 6 years in one big company. And before that, I was like 16 years before, and I'm in a founded TV station that made a difference in the media in Lebanon, the future television. And then I had to move to Dubai for 3 years, and I was struggling, coming like I was at home, I was safe in a station where I was hired before graduating. And then I moved to Dubai. That was in 2006 after President Hariri was assassinated. So we had to move because the situation wasn't that good in Lebanon. And I had small kids. And I struggled to find jobs in a new environment. But it was fine. I worked on freelance basis. I had full-time job. And then in 2009, we had to move back to Lebanon. Uh, and then I struggled again to find jobs, but luckily I had freelance projects, and then I ended up with the LBCI. And my husband was all the time living in UAE, but I decided to stay in Lebanon because I love Lebanon and I wanted my kids to grow there and study there and build life there. But unfortunately, we had to move again in 2020 due to the situation, due to COVID, and then the big explosion in Beirut. So we decided to stay in UAE, and we were in Ras Al Khaimah. We were not in Dubai because my husband's job was in Ras Al Khaimah. So the COVID was locked down, and then we're back to life. And then I like, what am I gonna do now? My daughter is studying in Paris, so she's grown up, and my son 2 years will graduate. And should I look for a job or should I be my own? I worked on a freelance basis on a project, and then people started calling me when I called lots of people when I arrived to UAE, so I can make a contact and have my old connections. And people started calling me saying, we want you on a job, we want you on this job, freelance jobs, but we want a company, not on freelance basis. So I said, oh, why not? I've been doing this for all my life. This is the passion I have. I handled jobs for other production companies. So maybe it's time to have my own. And I talked to my husband, and he was very supportive. He's always been supportive. With the TV business and media, you have to stay long hours out of the house. You have kids, but he was very supportive. And the thing is that our life does not depend on my business. So this helped. When you should be a full-time employee because the family depends on your salary is different. So my husband supports us. So it was for me like a challenge. Let's do it. If I have projects, then it's fine. If I don't have project, I didn't lose anything. So I started the business, and I had several projects, and I had people depending on me. I have a team. Oh, now Diana, you should look for projects because you have a team. They're all freelancers. When they finish with me, they go to other projects, but they wait for me to get new projects. So the challenge. This is the challenge that I'm facing, that I've faced, and that I will be facing because it's a small industry with a big competition.
So for for the Western audience listening to this, leaving your country because the prime minister was was assassinated, and then leaving again because you had one of the biggest non-nuclear explosions in the world happening a decade later. This must have been, terrifying to be forced out of your country. And the fact that you stayed in the same industry really shows that this is something you're very passionate about after all this
Yeah.
time.
And this is not what I wanted to study when I first applied to college. I wanted to be a social worker. And my mom said, "Oh, social working in Lebanon, no one will go, no one will see you, you will not have a job." And then I said, "Oh, let's check what other options I have." Then I came into this communication art, radio, TV, and she said, "No, you want to do this, where you're gonna be, there's only Tele Liban and LBCI, and we live in Saida, you're gonna drive to LBCI." But I said every job I want to major, I want to choose, you are going to say no. So I decided, no, I want to do this. And it seems I was on the right track, and I did something that I really love. I still, I'm 53 years old. I still have passion like this, the first day I've started this career.
That's amazing. I want to read this. 1107 Media Production House based in Dubai specializes in creating high quality content for clients across a wide range of industry. So talk to me, how does it work? What exactly do you do? What's the scope of your job when clients come to you? What do they need?
They need now. I have a consistent client. I've been working with them for the past 5 years. They're حمدان bin Muhammad لإحياء التراث. It's Hamdan bin Muhammad Heritage Center. They have a show called Al-Maidan. It's a Fazza Yola Championship, where you get 16 boys from different ages, 15 and plus, and they compete on a different things. When this client came to me with this project has been on TV. This is the 20th edition that I did. It's been 5 years with them, so they've been 15 years before me doing this, but they were on a very basic show. And when I started with them, they wanted to do a different show, uh, put more activities in it, and make it like more universal that anyone would enjoy watching it. I do all their social media from the day we start till the final episode. We go live every Friday on Sama Dubai. The show starts usually mid-October, mid-November, when the temperature is good in UAE, where you can shoot outdoors. And they have live show. I'm there during the live show in the Obi van, working with all the crew, and we do all their reports that goes on TV. And I have a team of 5 people working with me. And I had, other clients, but this is my biggest client, and this is something I really enjoy doing, because I'm all the day on the field with the boys, shooting them, talking to them, making them proud of themselves, of what they're doing, of their heritage, and it's fun. And they remind me of my son.
Do you feel like there's been a lot of transferable skills from your previous experiences, or did you have to learn a lot of things because of the different country, they operate differently? How would you
I
describe this?
I learned the UAE culture. I learned how to deal with UAE citizens, their culture, uh, what to dress when you're around them, how to speak to them when you go to visit their families. So it's a new culture for me. But no, with work, with what I do, no, I put everything from me and the team working with me. It's not like they did not learn. I teach them. I teach them how to be in front of the camera, how to speak easily in front of the camera, and this is something not easy, and for kids it's a bit difficult. Where and it's first time they deal with women. You know the culture in UAE. It's like you're a woman, and they call me doctor. I don't know why. I'm always اجت الدكتورة رحت الدكتورة. So
Yeah.
and I did lots of other shows before the Maidan cooking shows, and I covered last year at Expo City COP28 with the bigger team. I have a very small team with Al-Maidan, but at COP28 we were like 30 people. And I did Ramadan show for Expo City, 1 hour after iftar, driving around in Expo City, and because they have this Ramadan market, so we had two presenters and talking to people, and I'm trying. I come up with ideas. I write lots of shows. I'm trying to sell them. It's not easy. I told you competition in this field is very big. I'm a small company. There's lots of bigger companies that have support. They have maybe bigger budgets. But I'm fine. I'm happy with what I'm doing, and hopefully I will grow big, or I will stay as I am.
But given your history, I mean, anyone who's familiar with Lebanese broadcasting, they know that where you worked is pretty much the biggest companies that exist in the country. So
Yeah.
my question to you is, with all those skills you acquired, have you considered partnering up with different companies in the UAE so that you can combine your skills with their reach?
Um, I'm, I'm very bad in marketing myself, and um, people get afraid when you say your age and they didn't meet you, and because maybe um, she's old enough. We're looking for younger generation. They have they're more alive more, or they have the new spirit. But I learned through the years and at work that we are the old generation. We have what they call it nafas atwal. We work
More
longer
patient.
hours, and we don't say I'm tired, and they work 3 4 hours, and then when is our break, and we have to go back home, and they have lots of things to do. I used to sleep at at Future TV. I used to sleep. I didn't go to work. I slept on the couch to finish my work because we have an event or an opening or a new show that has to go on air, and I keep on doing this. I've never felt tired, because when you work in a place, or you work in an industry where you love, and you feel like it's a different, even if I'm in the same show, but they're different people every time. Even when you're doing like a podcast, you have a different guest speaker every time. So even if you're doing the same thing, but it's a different what you get from me is different from when you get from another person. So in the media, it's like this, even if it's the same show, but it's different every time. So I don't know
Now,
how can I get in contact with other companies, because I'm zero at marketing, zero.
but you do have a very strong track record. So I think if people look at where you've been, they would definitely be interested in seeing what you can provide. Um, Jana, I want to ask you a bit about the community you started. You're the co-founder of a global community for streaming and broadcast professionals. This kind of answers what we're talking about right now. Because if you have this community, it means you'll be able to meet different people that you can maybe collaborate with.
The OTT Red.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't know how I joined this community. I joined recently, like a couple of months before, and I really didn't know much about this community. I'm now with them on a WhatsApp group. They uh, commute, they speak a lot, and they're in different countries in the world. But I always feel shy to even put a comment on the on the chat, or I always think maybe I should speak to Chris on a different. Uh, I don't know why. Even I have a guy who works with me, supports me, Benon. I would like to say thank you to Benon because he was all along with me. And I always push Benon, try to talk to this person or that person, because, and I have lots of contacts on my phone. I have lots of email addresses. I know lots of people, but I don't know how to sell myself.
Mm.
But when
Is
I
that
have the thing, I can do it.
is that like your next target? You want to be better at putting yourself out there?
Yes, I don't know how to do it, but yes, I want to do this. I if I want to call the doctor, I ask my husband to do this. I don't know why. Uh, I wanted to call the hospital today for the ophthalmologist, and I said, "Oh, I will wait for them to call me." Then said, "No, call them. Why you're waiting to tell you when your operation gonna be?" So I don't know why I'm shy at calling people.
Mm.
So when it comes to business, it's more. But I wish I can meet maybe an investor, maybe other company. I want to go into the Saudi market. I think I have a lot to give them, even in UAE. Because this field doesn't end. It's even with the platforms and everything, but still you watch TV. Or you don't, I don't know, but I know it's still there. It will never stop.
You're right. It's a growing population, especially in the region, and people are always interested in the next TV show, the next trending, whatever's going on TV. So I want to ask you a bit. I want to close with this about your support system. You've been through a lot. We talked about changing countries. We talked about going into freelance, starting your company, the struggles you've had. So during all this time, can you talk to us about your support system, like how your family or friends have been with you towards that time, and how important was it for you to keep going?
Um, I have my husband, Bilal. He's always been very supportive, very supportive. Like not lots of men would want their wife to stay till midnight at work, but he never complained. He knew that I love this. Even my mom, we lived in Saida, and Lebanon. It's a where have you been? And mom was sitting like I working in a TV shows that ends 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, and then we drive from Beirut in a van, not in my car, not with someone, in a van that drops all the employees back home. And mom is there on the balcony waiting for me. And I said, Mom, it's 4 o'clock in the morning. Why you're waiting for me? She said, like, the neighbors. Mom, the neighbors. I'm coming in a van. From where should I be coming? And then I moved to a town near Beirut, and I had the same like neighbors waiting for me. But my husband said, "I know where you're going, what you're doing," and it's difficult. Like I've been doing this for 30 years, and then in I there was lots of political issue after the assassination, because at Future TV we did lots of campaigns that politically against other countries. So for a period of time, my husband was very afraid, like, what will they do to my wife who's going on TV and doing campaign against this and this and that? And when I was at LBCI, there was this 17 October, 17, 19, 17 October Saura. And then I was like doing those shows, and I used to come very late at home and stuck in 3 hours, 4, 5. Sometimes I stuck from LBC to Beirut 5 hours in the with the traffic jam because all the roads were closed and lots of mashakil on the roads. But mom was always there when I needed her to come and stay with the kids. My husband was there. And now I have Noor and Omar. They're the biggest support system for me because they complement you. And this is yeah. I always say, like, does kids love their mom the same way my kids loves me and believe that I'm something, or it's different from family to family? But the words they tell me, especially Noor, because she's been now 8 years living on her own. She left home since she was 17, but she's always supportive. Omar is here now, very supportive. And my sister, I have two sisters and a brother. My brother lives in USA, my sister lives in France. I have a sister here, but they're always there. Friends, like, they believe that, um, don't underestimate yourself. Um, Sometimes, you look at other people, what they've achieved, what shows they're doing, and you say, oh, I can be in this show, I can do this show. And I have lots of friends telling me that, but you've done things for the past 30 years. You've done things. It's not like you didn't do anything. You've done things. And having your own company and being able to handle a job from A to Z is not easy. And that's it.
Jana, thank you so much for sharing. Um, it was a really, really interesting conversation.
I hope I gave you the answers you wanted to hear. And thank you for asking a very small company to do this uh, podcast. And I wish you best of luck. And I hope this will open other things for me through this podcast.
Hope so too.